What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. I've decided that just to give you guys just a little bit more content and things like that, I'm just gonna review the after show. I'm not gonna take notes and do it because the videos are not long at all. Like they're like 8 minutes a piece, maybe, and it's like two parts to them. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to do a listen along and like do a reaction to what they have going on. I know a lot of you guys like my reaction videos and things like that, and I really appreciate you guys watching those. Okay. And so this is what this will be. This will pretty much be a Real Housewives of Atlanta after show reaction. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Now, the biggest thing about this one is that everybody's discussing whether or not Angela set up Drew by inviting her to Nashville. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that now, and let's get my reaction. Let's get into it.
Anybody to anybody's birthday, even if they were like good friends with that person, it's not my place. You got invited. It didn't say bring a plus one.
I'm missing my Chicago partner on this Zoom.
She asked me on the Zoom because she was trying to be so upfront, like, are you inviting Drew?
Right.
And I said, well, to be honest, I want people who really care about me, people who I'm close with, people who I'm cool with.
And no messy energy.
I actually felt like we were having a good time, and I felt like Portia was in a good space, and she was receptive. I didn't immediately get cut off at the notion of bringing Drew. It was like, okay. It was and giggles. Can I have a...
Now, this is what I'm going to say right here. To me, it seems like Brand is really up Portia's ass. I don't know about y'all, but that's just what I'm getting from Britt. She is far up Portia's ass, eating 10 yards of shit out of her ass at this particular point. That's exactly what she's doing. Now, let me start out by saying that. Number two, Portia does have a point. Why would I want anybody on my trip that I don't fuck with? It's my birthday trip. That's understood, because in real life, who will want someone on their birthday trip that they do not fuck with? It doesn't make sense to have somebody on your birthday trip and you don't fuck with them. Does it? Does it? No. Okay. However, this is a reality show, and I'm pretty sure, as I said on the Whether You Like It or Not panel last night, I'm sure that Angela was told that, girl, you need to bring some drama to this motherfucker. You need to bring you some motherfucking drama. Go ahead, ask you to come on this trip, get her a flight. Let's do this like Brutus. That's what I think that this was. So let's continue on, y'all.
Plus one.
For some reason, Angela, your call is the only one silent.
It was unnecessary of Angela to even want to add her little 2 cents to invite her.
Yeah. Why are you positioning yourself in between me
I agree.
and Drew? And then you putting me in an awkward position that I took to, because when she said, okay, well, I invited Drew.
Yeah.
At first I'm like, okay, why'd you do that? You're doing too much. And then I finally said, you know what? It's fine. If Drew comes, I want her just to be comfortable. I'm not going to make her feel away. It is what it is.
I felt so unwelcomed. Like the whole time I was just like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I didn't think that what Portia and I even had going on was like that deep.
Because it's not that deep, Drew. It's not that deep. Portia's making it that deep because she ain't got shit else to talk about. She ain't got no storyline really without you. So of course she's gonna make it deeper than what it actually is. It's never gonna be that serious. But my thing is this: you should have motherfucking knew that when you came on this damn trip and you showed up at her shit, you should have known that she was gonna be an absolute asshole to you. You should have already known that, because that's what Portia is. Portia is an asshole. And as much as people want to sit up here and act like they don't see it or believe it or whatever, the girl is an asshole. That's exactly what she is. And she's been an asshole for a mighty long time. I've been telling y'all since season 9 that this girl is an asshole. She's not trustworthy. She's not nobody's friend. And it's clear that her relationship with Drew really didn't mean shit to her for her to turn on her that quick. But let's continue.
But the energy I kept getting from her every time I saw her, I was like, oh, you're that like upset and we can't talk about it?
So I felt like the issue was minimal. I didn't feel like it was a big issue. And I felt like you guys could have spoke about it and just moved on. Like, this is your friend's birthday.
Yes.
We're going to Nashville. It's about to be a time. And I was like, you know what? I can fix this. Here I go, thinking I can fix I think that's the handyman skills for me. Like, you know what? Just a nail and some glue. I can fix
I'm
this.
gonna hammer this thing back together. Angela kept making it a point that, well, you have beef with her. Aren't you gonna be mean to her? Aren't you gonna pile your friends upon her? Yeah, stirring it.
I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for us to lay our issues on the table.
No, this is not a perfect opportunity. It's her birthday. I did not.
Why does Portia lie? Because they showed the repeat of this. Angela said nothing like that. All she said was, this is the perfect time for you guys to put your issues on the table. And it was the perfect time because but it's not the perfect time for you because you want to go through this whole season with the same shit so you can have something to talk about. I mean, that's just what it is. And we already know that that's just what it is.
Not tell any of these girls about Drew and I situation. Mind you, Ami, also Manetta,
Yep.
all these girls are also cool with Drew. The first time they heard that Dennis and her or me or I felt that they were filming or whatever was that very moment.
And the reason why that was the first time that they heard about said situation is because if those are your friends, and if that was a real big issue for you, you would have been said something about Drew filming with Dennis a long time ago. But the fact is, the first time they hear about it is at that fucking table. Girl, bye. That means that what I've been saying, you only using Drew for a storyline. You don't give a fuck about her filming with Dennis. You need a story.
What I won't do is allow a group of women to just talk about one woman who's not here.
They asked, where was she? Because they known us to be cool.
Okay.
Wait, what? I have no idea what's going on. What happened?
So as you can see, I wasn't trying to
But
be
see, I
messy.
was like, you gotta watch Angela because
Right.
she come off like she's very sweet and innocent, but she over there creating something. So when Drew,
It's funny to hear Britt saying that somebody's creating something when that's all she's done all season. Create issues with Kenya and got embarrassed. But go off.
actually does arrive, now it's some friction that really didn't even exist. You wasn't even tripping off of it.
So are you her?
And it's funny that you're talking about friction that doesn't exist, but the friction between you and Kenya definitely never existed, but you made it exist. So like I said, go off.
Friend, or are you just trying to create moments?
Exactly.
Do you feel like I set you up when I invited you to Nashville? You feel like I
I
was trying to
can't
sabotage?
say I feel like you set me up because I know you and you were definitely trying to do the right thing because you wanted us to just all have fun as a group. You were like, please come. I'm new to this group. You brought me in this crazy group. Like, you need to be here. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be there for you, which is why I ultimately did come.
Angela knew that Portia and Drew were not on the same page at that time. I thought it was out of order.
Like, this is such an intimate setting.
This is not
Then it's
dinner
like-
up the street.
No, it's not dinner up the street. Literally, you're bringing the girl in the house to sleep with us.
Speak for yourself. She ain't sleeping with me.
Well, she slept in that damn bunk bed.
Whose decision was that?
There was a bit of a hazing. It was a bit of a hazing.
I was gracious enough to give her not one but two beds.
I was like, okay, I'm definitely not.
There was nothing gracious about that, Portia. Those rooms were a hot ass mess. And I'm normally the person that be going off on these girls when they go on these trips and be complaining about their room. Baby, I would have complained my ass off about that particular room. Like, girl, bye. Fuck out of here.
Not wanted here. That was the beginning. That was like the start.
Listen, don't bring nobody to my birthday trip.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was appropriate. But once she did it, it was done. And I don't think that they came with the right energy. They definitely should have just left all the drama back home and just let bygones be bygones. Have a good time. Hell, we in Nashville and we dressed up like cowgirls. Why would you not want to have a good time?
Well, to be honest, Shamia, and you know I love you down, but girl, shut the hell up. And I'm going to tell you why you need to shut the hell up. Because I don't think that Angela and Drew came on that trip with the worst energy. I think they both came on that trip trying to get along with everybody, trying to have a good time. Y'all were just acting like y'all didn't want them. Y'all was acting a certain type of way because Angela invited Drew. And I understand why y'all would look at Angela crazy for bringing Drew along. But for y'all to sit there and say that they didn't come with the right energy is really bullshit to me, because at the end of the day, Drew was literally begging Portia to bury the hatchet. Drew was literally begging for an olive branch, and Portia gave her ass to kiss. So it's crazy to me how Angela and Drew are at fault, but Portia and her attitude wasn't. But okay.
Baby, because they wanted to act like some donkeys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Angela inviting Drew on your birthday trip.
So I was like, I just want to have the people I'm gonna be most comfortable with. And even if I don't know you that well, we have a good vibe. I feel like we had a good vibe. And so I invited Angela, but not
Drew, which is fair. You wanted Drew to come, even though Portia was like, she's not invited.
She's never told me that. If you do have an issue with me, woman to woman, I get it. Talk to me about it. And it just became an attack.
She's actually having her crash my birthday trip.
No.
That is so rude.
I was like, okay, at some point, Portia, use your, the
Good English
3
grammar.
brain cells you got and put together some sense so you can figure out my intentions weren't bad. And that's what pissed
No, I don't
me
think
off.
your intentions were ever bad.
Yeah. I think she was just trying to have like this I gotcha thing.
I really want to know, why am I the only one who's held accountable?
I don't think that's true.
I do. Kelly, you asked the question initially.
Why does
Angela is the only one that's being held accountable, though.
she take that woman's husband?
The world wants to know. I don't think the world got that answer.
She wanted to get everybody off her back because everybody at that point was like, Angela, you've been doing too much the whole trip.
Yeah.
And so I think she just used it to distract
I agree.
the situation.
I'm like, damn, did I do all this? With my good intentions, did I do all this? Did I put two friends further apart? I don't like this. This is not who I am. I don't want to hurt that girl. I don't want to hurt her or her feelings. So I felt apologetic. At the table was just me reacting to being attacked for what I felt was good intentions.
Right. Portia, would you like to answer Angela's question? Or
No,
should
I
we
want
just move
Angela to
on?
kiss my ass.
The rest of the world can kiss your ass. Girl.
You first.
And I'm glad you didn't give up that much energy with that situation. You were just like, girl, kiss my ass and move on.
And that's heavy because you can either do it or you can be quiet.
Yeah.
So would you rather kiss it or would you rather be quiet? So you got 2 options. It's not a discussion.
Okay, so that was the part with Phaedra popping in, but that's a preview. So we're going to go to the part 2, y'all. So now we're in part 2. So let's get into that. Let's get into
What happened to Portia's birthday dinner?
Portia didn't even get dressed for her dinner.
Oh, Portia was definitely hotter than fish grease.
I could tell something was off.
What's wrong, Portia? What's wrong? Something is wrong. You're not yourself.
Tired.
I don't feel like that energy was there that morning. But at dinner, it just felt like literally something had happened.
What you girls did not know, I got a phone call from a friend. Yeah. I was told that Drew and Dennis had, in fact, filmed together. At that point, you would say, Portia, it's cool. Like, you've known that this could happen.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I was told by both that it was not. When I found out at that moment, I was in shock that he had betrayed what our agreement was. Yeah. And it just kind of shut me down. It just felt like a pile on.
Absolutely.
It just felt like a pile on.
How is it a pile on though? Like they're not doing anything to hurt you. They're not doing anything to disrespect you. So I don't understand why the fuck you keep on making it seem like it's a big ass pile on. It's not a pile on. They're not doing nothing to hurt you. So what the fuck are you talking about, Portia? But anything to be a victim. Let's continue.
I feel like every time I bring something within the group, it escalates.
And you was very calm.
It escalates because of the way you bring it to the group, dumbass.
So I'm just like, okay.
I want to ask the question, are you good with me being here because I know I wasn't invited?
You're straight. Oh, when she left at that dinner, I just thought it was just her being dramatic.
I'm going to go now.
It's her being dramatic because she decided to walk away from you, a person that keeps giving her ass to kiss every which way, every time she tries to bury the hatchet, make things right with you. And then you're being passive aggressive and snooty. And you think she's walking away simply because of the fact that she's being dramatic. No, she's walking away because she ain't got time to deal with your petty ass bullshit and you're supposed to be in your early 40s. Sit down, Portia. Like, seriously.
This is just immature.
Girl, why are you leaving?
Because I don't have to deal with this, actually.
She throws a lot of curveballs. She's always there to stir the pot and create fires. But then when it's time to confront her situation, she always runs. She's a runner.
But Britt, what about you though? It's funny how you got so much shit to say about what Drew's doing, but you started all this shit that went down with Kenya and you winded up being the one that was in the bed for 48 hours. So you might want to shut the fuck up about people running away from their issues.
I mean, geez, I've said way more to you to make you walk out than that.
You are an awful slimy ass bitch. You know that.
Now, after dinner, I did go check on her, and she pretty much told me why she was upset was because of you filming with Dennis. That's why she was upset.
What is the issue with that?
if your husband and you know, are on separate terms or whatever, right? God forbid.
You better never film with my man.
It's just an open door.
Why are you angry with me filming my music? Like, why are you so angry that I'm trying to advance a part of my career that has been so important to me? Why can't I make my money?
You see how people use this group
Exactly.
to blast whatever, to use it to catapult whatever they want to catapult, right? Why would I want to offer that to him?
Yeah, ever.
Why would I want to offer that to him?
No, ma'am.
So in
No,
that
ma'am.
case, that's what filming means to me. It's not, oh, he can't film, he can't get a check, he can't support,
This is your
No,
space.
don't open the door.
Yeah,
Don't open the door.
There's no issue between her and Dennis. She knows that we're all friends. I just feel like no one's doing anything to hurt Portia. Like, this
Nobody
isn't something
is.
damaging. It's all love and it's all positive.
You already knew it was hard for me to come back to the show, being that I'm coming back, going through a divorce, trying to hold it together. I was already going through so much that, you know, I was
This
just
one
like,
extra
don't
thing that
add
she was
on.
adding to your plate.
At that time, it was.
But how is there one extra thing that she was adding to her plate when it's not detrimental to her? And I just feel like Portia is on some bullshit and Britt is just along for the ride. Like, they're just two talking heads and they're both getting on my motherfucking nerves. The fact that Britt is even agreeing with this shit is really preposterous to me. But at the same damn time, it's just like, girl, why am I even surprised that she's agreeing with anything that Portia says? They're pretty much the same damn person. That's why they're so cool now.
Wasn't on Drew. I was focused on what he was doing.
Yeah, it didn't look like that's what you were focused on because all of your venom and all your vitriol went to fucking Drew.
I felt like, you know, my mental health. To be able to do this has to be a certain level.
Your mental health is involved because your friend and your ex-boyfriend are filming, and it has something to do with your friend filming with your ex because she's working with him, which is something that you and the world knew about. So I'm still trying to understand what the fuck, how the fuck that's damaging your mental health. Portia, shut up. Please shut up.
Why are you messing with it?
Honest question.
Honest answer.
True. Would you feel some kind of way if any of the ladies in the circle filmed with Ralph for whatever reason and not tell you?
This is the thing. In this group, we're friends. Him and Phaedra have hung out. I mean, in this friend circle, if we're just being friends, I don't see a difference of filming and being friends.
I get like running into different people. Like, I may see Ralph out or whatever. And of course, I'm always going to say hello. I specifically feel like filming, I would never film with your husband. If Ralph came to me and said, hey, Cynthia, I'm thinking about being a supermodel tomorrow. But he's a good looking guy. He could actually ask me that question. I honestly would feel very uncomfortable dealing with Ralph outside of you. For me, it's a respect thing. Now, would I maybe call you and say, hey, Drew, Ralph approached me about A, B, and C. Are you comfortable with that? And this is something that will be filmed.
Well, I kind of feel like if we already talked about the fact Dennis and I were working together and that was okay and you're in support of it, I don't understand the issue if we are now working together and you know this is my life. My thing.
Exactly. She knew that the girl was working with Dennis from the very beginning. So why are you mad that they're showing it on the show? That's my whole thing.
Is why would a person react this way? A person would react this way if you want to spin the block.
Exactly.
And that's what it's giving. And if you want to spin the block, then just say that, Portia.
I hate to be that one to cry, you know, oh, I'm so stressed already going through divorce. But it's true.
You was going through it.
I literally was. And so you're extra emotional. You're hypersensitive of everything.
I was like, why she acting like a bitch?
A girl, a bitch, a baby, all of that.
It's her birthday. We over there trying to hype you up. I'm like, I barely like her, but let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
Tell us about turning up in Nashville.
So, in Nashville. When I tell you, like, looking back at Nashville, I had a ball, first of all.
Baby, when I tell you I rolled that bull.
You did that. That was amazing.
We actually got the opportunity to really have a good time. I got to really get to know you that week.
Let's just say that.
Girl, I had a ball.
Coyote Ugly was a
That was
vibe.
everything.
Free swallow.
birthday!
Have you tried that at home?
I've tried it a few times.
Ooh. Dare to talk about it?
I mean,
with someone in particular, or just kind of just doing it on your own?
Can we talk about this later?
All right, we'll shelf it.
Let's talk about it on WhatsApp so you have no evidence.
Oh.
Were you at the whiskey taste?
I don't really think I care about this part.
Now, right out of the barrel, the whiskey's going to open up in the glass just like wine. So nose it or smell it.
Let's nose it.
Yes, I loved it.
And I did taste the whiskey. It was so good.
Woo! I see.
You had a bite to it.
She was lit.
I went crazy.
Shamia, you got a phone call on the way to Nashville.
I got a call from a former friend, someone that was really good friends with my ex.
A lady that sent me a text today, and I hadn't talked to her. I tried to tell her why I was divorced, and she kind of like shut me out and was mean about it.
And I hadn't talked to her in over a decade.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because when we divorced, people pick sides. Of course, they went with the wealth.
Goes.
They went with the successful guy who was popular and all the things. And I tried to tell him once, but I wasn't going to parade it around for the world. I was like, listen, this is what he did to me. This is why we are not together. And they were like, yeah, no. They weren't seeing it for me. Fast forward, she's like, well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. And to paraphrase it, you were right. Just to have it validated from his friend, it really meant a lot to me because I felt like somebody believes me. And it happened while I was actually in the room with Portia. And we kind of just talked about it a little bit. I mean, I had the strength and the support to be able to move on and get out of that situation, but a lot of people don't. And I was just like, you know what? You guys sit back and let the Lord fight your battles. And that was proof of that.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense as to why Shamia was, very emotional about that text message, because it was more so about the apology of it all. Because sometimes you need that validation when you've gone through something that is very crazy, like abuse, and people don't believe you. Sometimes you need that validation from people. Like you need somebody to really validate what you went through in that story. So shout out to Shamia for getting what she needed. So y'all, this was the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show reaction. I'll be doing these every week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it enough for me to do it every week. And be on the lookout because we have Love and Hip Hop Miami. I have to do last week's episode and this week's episode on one video. And we have the season finale of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which will be coming on tonight. And I'll be going live at 9:05. I'll talk to you guys soon. And peace out. Holla.
On some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Then Bobby made you change your name. For a show, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra. Little dance now, twerking on shit like.